I found out about Ibogaine in 1999. By chance, in November of that year, was going to take place the first international conference on Ibogaine at the NYU, the New York University. I flew over the Atlantic just to attend that conference. Then, back in Prague, I tried it on myself and on my friends. Later on, with the help of Carl Nair, an experienced Ibogaine treatment provider, I learned the basic know-how. This was already the beginning of the year 2000. I was eager to start treating addicts and see for myself Ibogaine's efficacy. Now, I know that it will sound funny to somebody, but really for a few months I thought, where the heck shall I find this first addict to start with? This can tell you how far away from me the world of hard drugs really was. I was 30 years old, had never tried any hard drug. That didn't change to this day, of course, and I knew no one that was on it. One day my mom came back from a spa, and among other things she told me that she befriended there a lady who has a son about my age who unfortunately has been on drugs for so many years that there's little chance for him to get off of it. In that moment I thought, yes, that's precisely the guy I need.
What was this patient's name?
His name was Danny. I went to meet both Danny and his mother, explained them what I knew about Ibogaine and that I was willing to offer a treatment at my own expenses.
Did they believe from the beginning that Ibogaine would help?
No, they didn't. Only later on they admitted. She thought it's not going to work, but there's nothing to lose really. He also thought it's not going to work addiction-wise, but if it's such a rare and strong substance, it must be a hell of a ride. I'll go for it. Well, he soon found out that it is a hell of a ride, but more like a hammer on the head.
How did other addicts find their way to you?
Through Danny, I got in touch with other addicts and started treating them too. 3 local magazines interviewed me, twice I've been in the local TV, and that's how people got to know about me and this treatment.
Has there been any interest from the medical community?
Not really. I thought that once the addictologists will see what this substance is able to do, that they will jump on it and the drug scene will change completely. How naive of me. Back then, in the year 2000, nobody knew anything about Ibogaine here in the Czech Republic. I did speak with some addictologists, and virtually no interest. I also spoke with somebody at the health department, waste of time. Overall, only few physicians were interested to know more about it, and eventually it turned out that there's not much they can do anyway. At least here in Europe, physicians can only work with licensed medications, which Ibogaine is not. Anything else, even if it were a panacea, a miracle medication, for them it's like it wouldn't exist at all.
So what were your next steps?
I moved to Tijuana and for some time treated Americans over there, long before all these Ibogaine clinics popped up over there. My clients usually flew to San Diego and we met over there and then crossed the border to Mexico, to Playas de Tijuana, the part of Tijuana closest to the beach. On a side note, I enjoyed walking on that beach over there, and the funny thing there is that you walk and suddenly there's this huge fence in front of you, and on the other side of the fence there are the United States. Through that fence you can actually touch the American soil, still standing on this beach in Mexico without any visa. Weird. Anyway, I got back to Prague after some time and started to treat Europeans, mainly from Great Britain. I also treated a nice guy from Sweden, Micke. He was about 25 years on heroin, and thanks to Ibogaine and his own will, he finally broke free. We became good friends after some time, and he started to disseminate information about Ibogaine on the internet in Swedish. Thanks to him, I started to get clients also from Sweden. Eventually, a Swedish TV crew came over to do a report on my work for a format called Drevet or something like that. And as a result, I got even more Swedish clients.
Was that when you began treating patients in clinics?
Yes, the flow of Swedish clients coincided with the period when I cooperated with the private clinic. That was actually a very fulfilling period of my Ibogaine career, so to speak, because I was finally able to treat my clients within a medical setting, precisely as it should be when higher doses of Ibogaine are applied. A dream come true. My clients got a medical screening beforehand, and during the treatment itself, vital signs were monitored in real time, like oxygen saturation levels, blood pressure, and when needed, infusions were applied. It was simply great. Unfortunately, after half a year or so, the clinic realized that the whole thing was too risky from a legal point of view, and we had to terminate the cooperation.